Good morning, Bernard. How are you today?
Good morning, Dr. Priscilla. I'm going well today. Thank you.
Fan- Fantastic. So, I understand there's quite a bit of snow. Have you gone skiing recently?
I ski the day before yesterday, cross-country skiing, and the weather was perfect and the snow was very white.
Okay. You say cross-country skiing. Is there another type of skiing?
Yes, there's a ski for sloping. I don't know the real name of this kind of ski. It's faster than the cross-country skiing,
Mm-hmm.
more dangerous than cross-country skiing, but I
Mm,
like it too.
okay. Interesting. All right. Well, today we're going to read from Breaking News English, the mini lesson. Chinese women spend $30 million on virtual boyfriends. All right, if you're able to see the document, I'd like for you to start reading
Okay. A new
when you're ready.
dating app in China is very popular with women. It's so popular that Chinese women are spending over 30 billion pounds a month on it. It's a little different from the usual dating app because the boyfriends are not real. There are just 4 single men on the app and they are all virtual boyfriends. Women have to role-play dating the 4 boyfriends. They have to use real money to buy purple diamonds from the hat. Then they spend their purple diamonds in the app to go on dates and keep their relationships going. The app is called Love and Producer. It's currently the biggest money earner on Apple's App Store in China. Players spent over 200 million Chinese yuan, about $30 million, on playing it last month.
Mm,
A market research company said the app has more than 2 million daily effective users. The vast majority of these are women in their early 20s. The company said users love the idea of romance and fun. A 19-year-old student at Wuhan University explained what she liked the app. She said, "It's like a romantic novel with fascinating voices. It's more real than reading a novel." She said she loved the app's delicate drawings, as well as the great voices of the 4 male characters. Another young Chinese woman said, "I don't have a boyfriend, so I'm happy to have a relationship with a paper partner." My God. She also liked getting email and chat messages from her virtual boyfriends.
wow, interesting.
Interesting.
Before we discuss the article, I'm going to give you the pencil. I'd like for you to look at the synonym match and connect the words. For example,
Okay.
popular is going to be mm, well liked, maybe. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Spending. Uh, spending. Paying out,
Very
perhaps.
good. I think so. Hmm.
Single. Unmarried.
Very good.
Currently. Presently.
Hmm.
Over. More than.
Hmm.
Vast. Huge. ID, concept.
Idea. Idea.
Idea.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Interesting.
Okay. Fascinating. Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Loved. Adored.
Very good.
Happy. Pleased.
Very good. Are there any questions about any of these words?
No. Good.
So let's talk about this article and try to use some of the vocabulary words. You don't have to use all of them. Just try to use some of them as you talk about the article. Tell me what this article is about in your own words.
A new popular game is arrived in China. In China.
China
In
or
China.
Chinese.
China.
China. Okay, good. Mm-hmm.
More and more women spend a little of money to discuss with virtual boys on the net. Most of them are single women
Mm-hmm.
who currently try to find happiness on the web. More and more women try to use this new entertainment, and they loved this new game. The idea is to chat, and
Idea. The idea.
idea is to chat with beautiful drawing men who have beautiful
Okay.
voices.
To chat with beautifully drawn men. To chat with beautifully drawn men who have
Chat with to chat with
beautiful drawn.
beautiful drawing men
Mm-hmm.
who had a beautiful voices, who had beautiful voice. Um, this concept permitted to the owners to earn a vast amount of money, and to the women who love this kind of chat
Mm-hmm.
to be happy, and this is a really popular game in China.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Now, you did use all of the vocabulary words in a very good way. Now let's talk about the article without trying to summarize it. What did you think when you read it? What did you think of this?
Oh, I think that Chinese woman seems a bit strange. I suppose it's better to meet real young men than virtual men. It's strange. It's a new society.
Until I read at the bottom that it is compared to reading a romance novel, then I remember my sister would read romance novels. I read some, but not a lot. That I can see that it really is closely related to reading the romance novels, because when you read the romance novels, you insert yourself into the story, or the sitcoms that come on television. We tend to imagine ourselves in those roles and in those worlds.
Mhm.
Do you understand?
Yes, I understand that women are more romantic than men.
This is true. And it isn't that much different than reading romance novels, or is it? Aren't they about the same?
I suppose it's nearly the same. If you are a reader, an unusual reader of romance novels, you'll have a pleasure. And if you are younger, instead of reading romance novel, you prefer to go to your computer and have a chat with young men and have a romance in the web.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it's the same mental idea.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it could very well be. I can see some problems or concerns with this app because of its ability to have such a far-reaching capability for young people. They may develop a false sense of intimacy in the real world. They may not be able to adapt when they meet someone that is human. I can see that being a real problem for young women.
Yes.
Older women, I think, can make the distinction, but after you have used this app for a vast amount of time, I think it could create a false sense of love for some people.
Yes.
I'm not sure about the relationships of men and women in China either. So that could be something worthy of looking into, a good research question. Do they really experience romance, the Chinese women, as Americans and some other cultures do? Do you have any insight into that? How do Chinese women experience romance? Do they date? Do they go out on dates? Or do they have prearranged relationships?
Chinese women are different, perhaps, of other women in the world by their culture. Perhaps the Chinese men are rough and brutal, perhaps, I don't know. And the Chinese women prefer to have a romance with virtual boys.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to me that it couldn't be the same in Latin countries like Spain, Italy, or France, perhaps USA. I suppose that in the real life, you must meet real men.
Mm-hmm. And this idea of targeting women, I found that fascinating. Are men not interested in having a romantic partner? Why not create an app that is available to men that might feature 4 beautiful women? I don't know. And I think it says that the apps have 4 men who are of the Chinese origin. They appear to be Chinese, maybe. They're not Americans, they're not Italian, but of the same gender as the app is targeting. It's an interesting article.
Yes, it's interesting and surprising at the same time.
Yes, it was quite surprising for me to find that people are spending this amount of money every month, like 30 million US dollars. That's just amazing. To even have 30 people participating is amazing. But to have 30 million people, $30 million, the app itself may cost $1 a month. I'm sure it is more than $1 a month. And just multiply 30 million people playing with this app. Wow. It probably generates a huge amount of money for a very small amount of people. They should be quite wealthy. I'm almost certain that a man developed this app It doesn't sound like something that a female created. However, I think the female is the one that's writing the script for these virtual boyfriends.
Mm.
Any thoughts on that?
Uh, I didn't understand everything, but
I think that a male created the app. However, I believe that a female is writing the script for the male actors in the app.
Yes. Okay. In your opinion, men are created the app to earn a lot of money, but they're not so stable to create the dialogues on the apps, and it's a female that is writing the scenery of the apps.
Exactly.
Because women are more romantic, are more stable than men.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay, thank you.
That's what I think is happening. So now it leads me to romance between same sex. When females are interacting in such an intimate way with other females, I think they may tend to look at the same sex gender as a natural partner.
Okay.
I don't know if that will lead that way, but I do believe that women, as you say, and I agree, we are very romantic with our thinking, our actions, and our deeds. So as we write and respond to what a female has written to this pretend male app, a female is actually reading what one female has written and responding in a way consistent with what the female that wrote something is wanting to hear and receive in return.
Mm-hmm.
Because men tend not to be that verbal in writing, but in order for the women to maintain that longevity in communication, the return recipient must be able to write in such a manner that keeps me interested. All right, any questions?
No. I'd be happy to. You are recorded the discussion.
Yes, I did.
Yes, and I listen it very carefully after we hold up.
All right. Well, tomorrow we will review this one again and maybe talk about the discussion questions, such as, would you like to have a virtual romance if you were not married? Why or why not? So we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to pause.
Okay.